Yo, 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 what up? What up? What up? In a second, let me get the IG set up on a phone over here. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, good people? Happy Wednesday. Happy Wellness Wednesday. It is indeed Wednesday. It's a beautiful day to have a beautiful day. We are getting the show started. We are here on IG. Give me a second. We are getting it going. We are live. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, good people? Happy Wednesday. Happy Wellness Wednesday. Peace and love. Great rising. It is indeed Wednesday, February 5th, 2025, 5 days into the month of February, Black History Month. It is a beautiful time to be alive. In spite of all of the challenges, all of the obstacles, all of the stuff, and it is a lot of stuff. It is a lot of stuff that is unfortunate happening for a lot of people. And if we are humans, if we care, man, we got to show love. Jelly Ma, what's going on? Peace and love. Thanks for tuning into the Instagram stream. We are live Instagram stream. We are live on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Episode 296 of SRDaily. Episode 296 of SRDaily. We are about to get this show rolling. Give me 1 second. Let me just pull up our article for later on in the show. And all of the stuff. Give me 1 second, guys. Let me pull this thing up over here on my Facebook page and share it so I can get into the article. And we are going to get into this show. Ooh, baby, it's a lot of stuff happening. A lot of craziness is going on. A lot of inhumanity is going on. A lot of terrorism, a lot of brutality, it's just a lot, man. It's a lot of confusion, a lot of just a lot of corruption, right? There's a lot happening in the world, and we are going to get into it. As always, I believe wholeheartedly that all we need is each other. As long as we stick together as a human family, we will be okay, right? Obviously, that doesn't mean everyone. Every person who you come in contact with, some even in your family, they will not be on the same page as you. They will not want liberation. They will not want freedom. They will be perfectly okay with people being deported. They will be perfectly okay with people being incarcerated. They are perfectly okay with people being brutalized, with people being terrorized. They're perfectly okay with people not having a decent home to live in. They're perfectly okay with people being effed up and other people being super well off. Some people are perfectly okay with that. If those are not your people, then don't stress yourself. Align with your people. Align with people who are aligned with your vision, right? Regardless to how close they are in blood, regardless to how long you live next to each other, regardless to how long you knew each other, right? If we are not if we don't have the same ethnicity, if we don't have the same mindset, if we are not headed in the same direction, then what are we doing talking to each other? We are just going to be arguing. We're going to be clashing. And yes, you have to learn to communicate with people who don't have the same ideas as you 100%. But you got to limit that, right? Because people are freaking take you down the path and make you angry and get you off your square and nothing will be accomplished. You want to accomplish anything in pursuit of your goal, in pursuit of your life mission, right? And so be mindful of where you give your energy. Be mindful of who you allow in your space. Be mindful of the people around you, right? So again, people, you can have difference in opinions about certain things, but please understand that you ain't got to get along with everybody. You ain't got to be friends with everybody. You ain't got to invite everybody to the barbecue. All skin folk ain't kinfolk, right? So please get that in your minds, get that in your heads, understand that, overstand that in all things. Please, peace and love. So before we get the show started, please hit the share button, share this live with 5 to 10 people who may be interested in tuning in. Hit that share button, share this live, please share this live. That is how we grow. Unbeknownst to me, right? Because we are live on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. One episode last week had like 100 and something views, right, on YouTube. I had no idea. Making shorts as well. So consistency is always the key. Consistency is always the objective, to do something and to keep doing it and keep doing it and keep doing it until you can't do it no more. All right. But Peace and love, Steph and Cove. We must accept accountability on how we deal with oppression. 100% value time. Good Foundation says salutations, peace and love. Mona Love says happy Wellness Wednesday. And guys, let us dig into the show. What's going on? So first segment for today is a word of the day. Right? Today's word of the day is support. Support is such a funny word, right? So support is defined as bear all or part of the weight of, to hold up, give assistance to, especially financially, and able to function or act to help someone or something in an emotional or practical way. So now this is an extremely important word because you hear all the time, and you're hearing it right now. It's Black History Month. Support Black businesses, support Black people, support. Understand that as humans, right? As human beings, even more so as melanated folks, we hear words and we see pictures, right? We hear words, we see pictures. We hear words, and psychologically, right, something happens for us. So when we hear the word support, now, not every person, some people, they say support Black business, some people, yeah, I support Black business. They understand I'm going to help Black business stand up, right? I'm going to bear part of the weight of this Black business. I'm going to bear part. You say support your community, support the people in your neighborhood, support this, support that. Some people understand that the definition to bear all or part of the weight of. Some people they take the responsibility of bearing the weight of their fellow brothers and sisters, business, home, family, etc. Right? Because we have collective work and responsibility, right? This is a collective work and responsibility, cooperative economics. We understand the 7 principles of Kwanzaa, all right? However, some people who even may understand that is going to say it's not my responsibility to bear the weight of your business. It's not my responsibility to bear the weight of your mental health. It's not my responsibility to give assistance to something, whether financially or emotionally. They're going to say it's not my responsibility. And then some people are going to say, I need support. How you want me to support you in this way when I need support, right? So very important word. So Ray, Good Foundation. I don't know if you recall a couple years ago when I was working with the sister, what's her name? I can't remember her name, but Rita Pendergrass, Teddy Pendergrass' niece, right? From Philly. She came around a couple of times. I think you met her. But we had launched a Shop Black Business initiative, right? Now, prior to that, I was working with my boy Malik with Kids Gotta Eat. We had a Support Black Business initiative. We printed hundreds of T-shirts. We gave them out to Black businesses. We went around the city. He went spending crazy money supporting Black businesses. I did what I could, all right? But in pushing that support Black business, I started to just, again, I heard people say, I need support. And it was like, I started to think about the word support. What does it mean? Right? And obviously, I looked at the definition then. I was like, bear or to bear all or part of the weight of something. I was like, some people don't want to do that. Some people feel they can't do that because they need support, because they need some of their weight to be held by others, right? And so we had the Shop Black initiative. And I promise you, the responses were completely different, right? And that's what we want people to do. We want people to shop Black. Don't just, yes, some people want you to purchase just because it's a Black business. And maybe you should, right? Maybe you should. But shop Black, right? We gotta, as a people, get to a point, and that's the goal. It's the goal for me. It's the goal for a lot of people around me. It may not be the goal for everyone, but the goal is to get to a point where you are self-sufficient, where each one of us are self-sufficient, so that we can pour into others, right? When a brother or sister falls. But if we all need support, if one person falls, then everybody falls. No, we got to figure it out a different way, right? And so support, again, is such a funny word. It can bring so much. That support Kuchi Jagalia, self-determination, support fellow freedom fighters, support the freedom, okay, Sefu, support fellow freedom fighters, support the freedom of our political prisoners. All skin folks ain't your kin folks. That's a huge fact. Support Kuji Jagalia, self-determination, big facts, 100%. Thank you for those comments. But yeah, man, Ujama is the word, cooperative economics, right? And then Ujima is collective worker responsibility, correct? Right? But yeah, man, I wanted to throw that word out there today. Support, right? Again, it's Black History Month. We're saying, support Black businesses, support Black folks, support this, support that. And no matter how good intention it is, there's always going to be some people. And so understand the language. What we want people to do is to shop Black. We want people to buy products from Black businesses, to freaking to purchase services from Black businesses. That's what we want. Shop Black, shop Black, shop Black. And in essence, that is supporting, right? So people could get into it. It could be semantics, but our brain works in a certain way, right? The human mind works in a certain way. And so don't ask for support, right? If you have a business, if you have a service, if you have something, encourage people to shop with your business, not support your business. Shop Black, shop with your business, shop with your company. That's what we really want people to do, right? Because regardless to what people are going through, people shop. People, human beings, we shop. We could be depressed, we could be pretty much flat broke, but if we got something to spend, we gonna shop, right? Let's move right along to our second segment of the day. Razor said to build and maintain our own stores, shops, and other businesses, and to profit from them together. 100% cooperative economics. 100%. Thank you so much for the wisdom. Let's move right along to our second segment of the day. Today's second segment is not as light, it's not as loving, it's not as warm, it's not as endearing as the word support. Our need to know news of the day. Elon Musk gains access to the Treasury's payment system. Elon Musk gains access to the Treasury's payment system. Let us read this article and get into this discussion. This is from CBSnews.com. Elon Musk access to Treasury's payment system is raising alarms. Here's what to know. With Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, gaining control of the Treasury Department's payment system, consumer advocates and Democratic lawmakers are raising alarms about the group's access to the federal government's financial spigot, as well as sensitive data such as the Social Security numbers of most taxpayers. Scary. Freaking scary. DOGE, a Trump administration task force assigned to find ways to reduce federal spending, now has access to a Treasury unit called the Bureau of the Fiscal Service, which disperses trillions in payments each year, including Social Security checks and federal salaries, according to the Associated Press. Musk's access to the payment system is raising concerns as it comes just days after the White House ordered a broad freeze on federal grants and loans, causing confusion within federal assistance programs at nonprofits and among Americans receiving government aid. The same day, state medical programs said they were locked out of the Department of Health and Human Services system used to track and disperse money. What are the concerns? While the White House later rescinded the memo and a judge halted the freeze, DOGE's control of the Treasury's payment system raises questions about the Trump administration's ability to halt the flow of federal funds or programs, including Medicare and Social Security. It's also causing concerns about DOGE's access to the personal and financial information of most taxpayers. There's no community of Americans that the system does not touch. And so I think the concern is that access to the system, including personally identifiable information, has been ceded to the president's billionaire friend for reasons that are passing understanding. Donald K. Sherman, Executive Director and Chief Counsel of the watchdog group Citizens for Responsibility and Ethics in Washington, told CBS Money Watch, baby, this is something to pay attention to, guys. There are quite real risks that DOGE could potentially undermine that system and threaten millions of Americans from getting payments that they are due, he added. Musk's access to the Treasury payment system has sparked concern from Democratic lawmakers, including Senators Elizabeth Warren and Ron Wyden, while a lawsuit was filed on Monday alleging unlawful, ongoing, systematic, and continuous disclosure of personal and financial information to Musk and DOGE. The lawsuit, filed by two unions in the Alliance for Retired Americans, names U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent and the Treasury as defendants. Controlling the system could allow the Trump administration to unilaterally and illegally cut off payments for millions of Americans, putting at risk the financial security of families and businesses based on political favoritism or the whims of Mr. Musk and those on his team who have worked their way inside, said Senator Elizabeth Warren, a Democrat from Massachusetts, in a February 2nd letter to Bessent. She added, it could also give them access to millions of Americans' personal financial information that is protected by law. The Treasury Department didn't immediately respond to a request for comment. However, CBS News obtained a letter sent from Jonathan Blum, a legislative affairs official with the Treasury Department, to members of Congress Tuesday, which claimed that Doge will only have quote-unquote read-only access to the department's data. They shouldn't have any access to the department's data. What the freak is going on? Yo, these people are insane. The letter stated that Tom Kraus, a member of Musk's Doge team, who has been brought in as a Treasury Department employee, will have read-only access to the coded data of the fiscal services payment systems as part of an operational efficiency assessment. This is similar to the kind of access that Treasury provides to individuals reviewing Treasury systems, such as auditors, and that follows practices associated with protecting the integrity of the systems and business process. The letter read, describing Kraus as a longtime technology executive. Here's what to know about the Bureau of the Fiscal Service. What is the Bureau of the Fiscal Service? The Treasury has long been the federal government's checkbook, tasked with handling payments for individual agencies based on funds appropriated by Congress. Its systems control the flow of over $6 trillion in payments to African families, businesses, and other recipients each year. The Treasury Department's Bureau of the Fiscal Service handles most of those payments. About 90 cents of every $1 in federal payments are sent through the little-known division. In fiscal 2023, the unit dispersed nearly 1.3 billion payments, totaling $5.4 trillion, according to the agency. Almost 97% of the payments were made electronically, and all were made on time, it noted. How did Doge get control of the payment system? How did Doge get control of the payment system? Yo, Dino, what's going on, my brother? Thank you so much for tuning in on Instagram Live. I appreciate you, my brother. Much love, much success, and all that good stuff, man. Very proud of you, too. I'm happy to be interviewing you for this Black Legacy series. I look forward to reading your response. As I mentioned, the questions were sent. Super excited, brother, and congratulations on the Sing Sing documentary and all that good stuff that you have been working on and towards, and all the work that you're doing. So let's get back to it. How did Doge get control of the payment system? The executive order signed by President Trump that created Doge directed all agencies to make sure it was given full and prompt access to all unclassified agency records, software systems, and IT systems. Doge itself is not a federal department. Musk, the billionaire CEO of Tesla, gained control of the system after Treasury's acting Deputy Secretary, David Lebrick resigned from his position after more than 30 years of service. Lebrick stepped down after Musk and his Doge organization requested access to sensitive Treasury data, the Washington Post had reported. On Sunday, Musk stated that Doge had stopped payments from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services to Lutheran Family Services, a faith-based charity that had been offering social services to refugees. Oh, baby. This is going down. Indeed, Mr. Trump has said he will preserve Social Security, and while on the campaign trail, he vowed to eliminate taxes on Social Security income. But because the Bureau of the Fiscal Services sends monthly checks to more than 70 million Social Security beneficiaries, some advocates say they're worried. Musk and Doge now have access to the personal information of every Social Security beneficiary and the ability to stop payments for any federal programs they dislike, said Max Rickman, CEO of the National Committee to Preserve Social Security and Medicare, an advocacy group for the programs, in an email. Seniors, their families, and people with disabilities most certainly cannot trust Trump and Musk with their crucial federal benefits or their personal data. Senator Ron Wyden, the top Democrat on the Senate Finance Committee, said in a January 31st letter to Bessent that he's concerned that Social Security checks could be impacted, whether intentional or unintentional. It appears that Musk's behavior is forcing out highly qualified and experienced career public servants in order to get his way and fulfill Trump's goal of eviscerating the federal budget, including potentially by cutting Social Security and Medicare benefits for millions of Americans who are already struggling to pay their bills or buy groceries, he wrote. In response to Wyden's letter, however, Jonathan Blum, a legislative affairs official at Treasury, told Wyden that Doge personnel are only able to read coded data in the federal payment system and cannot change scheduled payments. Doge has not caused payments for obligations such as Social Security and Medicare to be delayed or rerouted, Blum wrote. Bloomberg was the first report on the letter. First, Bloomberg was the first to report on the letter. Warren said Bloom's letter raised more questions than answers. It asserts that a set of Treasury staff members have read-only access, but fails to answer questions about non-Treasury employees, like those working for Elon Musk and Doge, she said in the statement. Does Musk have, this is crazy. Does Musk have access to taxpayers' personal data? Lawmakers and consumer advocates are also raising concerns about Doge's access to personal data for millions of American taxpayers, because the Bureau of the Fiscal Service distributes tax refunds to Social Security payments and has access to the Social Security numbers and bank accounts of recipients. Insane. Kate Miller, who serves on an advisory board for Doge, didn't respond to requests for comment, but did repost an Associated Press article on X with the comment, "No classified material was accessed without proper security clearances." You should not have security clearances. Why do you, this is insane. Access to that personal information could pose risk to taxpayers, according to data safety experts. Traditionally, access to this information has been highly restricted and among the most secure information the U.S. government holds, said James E. Lee, the president of the Identity Theft Resource Center, said in an email to CBS Money Watch. He added, "This is the kind of information that, if it found its way into the hands of a bad actor, could lead to a wide range of identity crimes: impersonation to open new accounts or access existing ones, theft of the funds in an existing bank account, applying for a new state or federal government benefits, and filing false tax returns, among other forms of identity fraud. The data is also sensitive because it could be useful to intelligence agencies in other nations, including the personal data of government employees or ties that businesses have with the U.S. government," Lee noted. That concern was echoed by Senator Wyden, who in the January 31st letter to Bissett questioned granting access to sensitive information to Musk due to significant business interests in China, noting that Tesla operates its largest factory in China. Musk didn't respond to requests for comment. Holy freaking cow. What a freaking joke. Holy cow. I suggest we buy Tesla and Dogecoin. Don't sound right at all. Don't sound right at all. Mona Love, enjoy the meeting. Good morning, Auntie. Thank you so much for tuning in. Suggest we buy Tesla and Dogecoin. Sheesh. Whoo, baby. Oh, man. I think they're going down eventually, ultimately. Man, but study, research, pay attention, do as much as you can to ensure as much as you can to ensure your information is protected as best as possible. And just pay attention to what's going on, guys. Let us move right along to our third segment of the day. Today's third segment, a tip of the day. Today's tip is, don't be the guy who thinks that his money gives him the right to disrespect people, nor the guy who thinks his money makes him above reproach. Tip: do not be the person who thinks that your money gives you a right to disrespect people. Just because you make a certain amount of money doesn't mean you could disrespect people. Nor be the person who thinks that their money makes you above reproach. Just because you make millions of dollars, just because you make however much money you make, you could be checked. You could be checked when you're disrespecting somebody. You could be checked when you are out of place. You could be checked, right? Don't be that person. Don't be that person that thinks, especially that guy who thinks just because he has money, right, you could disrespect people, especially black women. Don't be that guy. Don't be that person. Don't be that person. It happened last night. Last night, a brother at an event talked about how much money he makes, so he can't be checked, over talking a sister. Like, I had to get loud, right? Like, and I had to catch myself, like, because it could have got really ugly. Don't be that guy. Please, don't be that guy that thinks because you make some money that you could disrespect people. Know that who gonna check me? I'm gonna check you, brother. Like, that's who's gonna check you. I'm gonna check you. I make too much money to be checked by anybody. Don't be that person, man. Like, heal. Focus on healing. Focus on your healing so that you are not taking your anger out on people who are supposed to be your people, right? You're at an event for black people. Like, why are you mad, right? Like, why are you mad? Why are you angry? Like, heal, man. We got to heal. Like, we got to focus on our healing, because what happened last night was 100% a result, right, of ultimately lack of healing, right? This brother got inflamed when the sister kept mentioning to him that the business structure that she has is not changing, and people in the audience in agreement that it's not changing. That's what the business is. You talking about something else, and you getting mad because she's telling you, like, yo, it's not changing. Can we talk about something else? Because, like, you keep going. Like, don't be that person who I make too much money to be checked by anybody. Nobody gonna, brother, nobody cares about your money, man. Like, nobody cares about your money. Too many people in our community have a European mindset and believe that they are above you because they make money, because of how much money they make. They don't even think about the fact that you probably make equal amount or more than them. They don't even think about that. They just think so self-centered, right? So self-centered. They only think about, I make money, can nobody tell me nothing? Okay, there's other people who make money too, so nobody can tell. So nobody's never gonna be able to tell anybody anything. No, man, it's not community. Community is no matter how much money you make, no matter how much accomplishment you have, if you are out of line, you can be checked. You can be pulled up. Yo, listen, brother, that's you a little bit out of line, right? Yo, brother, yo, sister, listen, 100%. Like, don't be that guy, man. That's don't be that guy. Don't be that guy, man. But yeah, let's move right along. Right, that's today's tip. Right, it's for the people in general, but specifically the brothers. Don't be that guy. Move right along to our fourth and final segment. Our build of the day. Build of the day is again inspired by last night. Black event in Queens by Black people for Black people in Queens. Brother asks, well, you don't think about opening the group up to everybody? No, 40,000 members, Black folks. We good. We don't need to open it up. Oh, because I'm posting a group. I told my white friend about it. He said, can he post? No, he can't post. So the build of the day is, can Black people have spaces just for them? Can Black people have spaces just for them? Is it a quote unquote bad thing to have spaces just for certain groups of people? X mindset, right? X called me racist and asked, how would I feel? She called me racist because I said that, my daughter at one point was in an all Black school. I have visions of building all Black schools, right? And clinics and things like that for Black people specifically. I have absolute visions of that. We got a space right now, the Black Healing Space, which is for Black people. The group, right? It's for Black people, right? X said I'm racist. And then we got into a discussion about what is the real definition of racism. Racism doesn't mean hate. It doesn't mean bigotry. It doesn't mean being violent to someone because they're different. Racism, systems or structures based on race, right? Every group of people should have systems based on their people, right? Because our brains function differently. We got different, we're different biologically, right? Different groups of people are different and need different things. That's a fact. And if you are being educated, medically treated, right, politically guided by someone who has a different genetic makeup than you, then you're not getting the most that you can out of that exchange or out of what you're supposed to be getting, right? And so she said, I'm racist. She said, how would I feel if white people still had whites only signs? I said, personally, I wouldn't care. Personally, I would not care. What I would care about is that because of that, they started to kill, they started to brutalize, they started to beat up, that's completely different, right? So she said, I said I wouldn't care. So what do you guys think? Right? Like I said, at the event yesterday, came up regarding a network, right? Black people for Black people by Black people in the neighborhood, right? The brother was talking about why can't white people post in the group? Like, it's not for white people. Oh, but y'all missing money. Okay, nobody cares. Nobody cares. The brother, one brother spoke, Sister Shit's testimonial. He makes 6 figures in like 2 years from the group alone. Black folk, we okay. We okay if we shop with each other, right? If we spend our money with each other, we will be fine. We don't need the money of everybody else. We don't need every dollar. All money ain't good money. We've heard that before, right? So what do you guys think? Can Black people have spaces just for them? Is it a bad thing to have spaces just for certain groups of people? Is it a bad thing to have spaces just for certain people? Please, please, please let me know what you guys think. Drop a comment, please, if you can, before we get off the show. Is it a bad thing to have spaces just for certain groups of people? Is it? Let me know what you guys think. Seriously, please do drop in the comments. Let me know what you think. We are about to wrap the show up. I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it is perfectly normal. I think it is perfectly fine. Excuse me. I don't have a problem with it, right? There's ladies' nights, there's guys' nights, there's senior night, there's a night for everybody, right? and there's certain spaces that's for certain people, but whenever black folks want to have spaces just for black folks, it seems that other black folks get upset at that. It seems that other black folks get upset more than anybody else when black folks have spaces just for black folks. I don't know, but it is what it is. Such is life. You guys didn't drop comments in, and it's all good, but I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. That's the show. Once again, I'm your boy, your host, LaShawn Sugar Marson. This is episode 296 of SR Daily on this beautiful Wednesday, January, not January no more. Beautiful Wednesday, February 5th, 2025. Thank you guys. I love you guys. Please do join back right here, same time tomorrow, same time, same place, 9 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. Thursday, February 6th, 2025, episode 297 of SR Daily, getting closer and closer to the next milestone, episode 300. Super excited, super grateful, looking forward to it. Not 100% certain where it's going to be yet. We got some work to do, man. Fell behind with some communication, but we're going to make it happen one way or another. Listen, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Remember, it ain't getting knocked down. That's the problem. It's staying down. So get up. The power is in you. As always, be kind to yourself and be kind to each other. Peace and love. Wait, the brother says, Stefu said, I think when laws are created that are designed for the advancement of one race over another, it is a problem. Good show. Thank you so much for tuning in, my brother. Thank you for the comment. Appreciate you guys. I wish you came early so we could build on it more, but I'm out of here. I got some other work to do. See you guys tomorrow. Peace and love.